up, everybody? Today we're going to go through my top 10 things you really need to know if you're thinking about moving to Maryland. And stay tuned to the end because I'm going to debunk some of the things I've heard other people say that you need to know that just aren't true. So let's just dive right in. If you're new to my channel, my name is Caryn Gardiner. I am a realtor here in Maryland and DC, and I'm putting out weekly videos to help you find your way home. I got neighborhood tours, pros and cons, fun facts you need to know. So if this is of interest to you, you may want to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to see the videos as they come out. So the first thing I want to tell you is that people really don't realize how hot it gets here in Maryland. I mean, it's in the 100 degrees for about a month out of the year. From mid-July to the mid-August, right now we're in the middle of August, I don't think I go outside at all unless it's to jump into my air-conditioned car and get to where I need to go. In fact, you'll see the news reporters say,
Frederick, Hagerstown, even Culpeper, but everyone will feel well over 100 degrees when you factor in the humidity.
Feels like 107? I gotta tell you, it feels like 150. It is so hot and so humid. You really just need to know this so you're prepared. So the second thing I really need you to know is that we have a very bad deer problem here in Maryland. It's bad. You can't look out your front door without seeing deer just walking on the street. It's really bad for drivers, especially new drivers, because they'll pop in the middle of the street. And it's really bad for ticks and Lyme disease. In fact, in Maryland, the Maryland Department of Health said Lyme disease has raised over 100% in the last decade in Maryland. So you just have to be very careful because we have a lot of great things to do here, a lot of great outdoor parks and trails and hikes. You have to be really careful, do your tick check, and be very careful when you're driving because deers will run out right in front of your car. You gotta know this. The third thing you need to know is that Maryland is a very wealthy state. According to the Washington Post and US News, Maryland is the wealthiest state in the entire nation. According to CNBC, Maryland has the highest concentration of millionaires in the country, with 1 of every 12 households being worth $1 million or more. Another thing you need to know about Maryland is that you really can't put us into a box when it comes to politics. Since 1900, in the last 31 elections, Maryland voted Democrat 21 times and Republican 10 times. And today in 2021, Maryland went Democrat for the president, but we have a Republican governor. So it's kind of interesting, I think, but you just need to know this about Maryland. So when people talk about Maryland, they don't talk about what city they're from. They talk about what county they're from. It's just what we do here. When you live here, when you ask them where they're from, they're going to tell you the county. Now there are 24 counties in Maryland. Well, really 23 plus Baltimore City, but we're going to count that as 24. So it's very important because each county is very different from the others. They all have their own culture, their own rules and regulations, and they're really, really different from each other. So just know that when you come here, we really go by counties, not cities. Number 6. If you're going to live in Maryland, you really need to be aware that we have a lot of people in a very small state. We have over 6 million people living in Maryland, and we are the 8th smallest state or the 42nd biggest state, depending on how you look at it. But that's a lot of people to be put in a small state. So with that comes crowds, traffic, congestion. It's just something you need to know. We are located right outside of Washington, D.C., so it's very convenient for people that are working in the city to live in Maryland. With that comes a lot of crowds. And as far as healthcare is concerned, Maryland is ranked number 6 out of all 50 states in 2021 for healthcare. These rankings were determined by 3 broad benchmarks: access to care, the quality of care, and the overall general public health of the people within the state. So number 6, it isn't bad. Which leads me right into my next thing, and that is if you want to live a long life, definitely choose Maryland. According to the State Board of Elections, there are 48 people living in Maryland that are 114 years old or older, which makes Maryland the oldest living people state. And maybe they're living so long because they love Maryland crabs. Because if you're gonna live in Maryland, you gotta try our blue crabs. Roughly half of the total blue crab harvest comes from the state of Maryland. We love our crabs. And with our crabs, you've gotta put Old Bay spice on them to really feel the Maryland experience. While you're eating those crabs and you look around, you may see a lot of Maryland flags. We love our flag, and it's a really cool flag, but you'll see it everywhere. You'll see it on logos, you'll see it in sports, you'll see it in schools. Basically, it's everywhere you look. You'll see our beautiful Maryland flag. Finally, my number 10 reason, and then I'm gonna get into some of these things people are saying that just aren't true, is that Maryland is called Little America, or America in miniature, because here in the state of Maryland, you can find every terrain from the Blue Ridge Mountains to the beaches in Ocean City. Everything you could possibly imagine, except maybe the desert, you can be found in our little state of Maryland. It's a truly beautiful state that has so much to offer as far as outdoor activities. There's a lot of bodies of water in Maryland, and obviously we border the Atlantic Ocean. So if you love to be outside, Maryland is a great place for you. Now, let's look at some of these articles, and I'm just gonna tell you yes, no, this is true, not true. So I saw this one in an article. It said, Marylanders need to explain why everyone's calling you hun. I don't know. I mean, I maybe heard somebody call me hun once or twice, but everybody in Maryland says hun? I don't think so. Don't believe that one. Here's the next one. It's Merlin, not Maryland? Really? Have I been saying Merlin? Maybe. I don't know. You tell me. Have I been saying Merlin? I think it's Maryland, but I don't know. And moving on to this one. The only seasoning in restaurants is J.O. Spice. I don't know what J.O. Spice is. It might be a Baltimore thing. I'm not sure, but I just don't know. This one is my favorite. Everyone in Maryland knows the lyrics to all the songs from Hairspray. I don't know lyrics to any songs from any show or play, so I'm probably not the best person to ask, but I seriously doubt everyone in Maryland knows all the lyrics to all the songs in Hairspray. I don't know. I'm gonna say that's false. That's fake news. If you enjoyed this video, please tell your friends and subscribe. I do appreciate it. And if you're thinking about moving to Maryland or DC and you need some help, my team and I, we've got your back. We love to help you. Call, email, text, any time of day or night, or on the weekends. We've got your back. Thanks for watching. Bye.